from the Penn State loss? Just the same feeling of, the other team had more desperation.
Yeah, I don't know. This one felt we're stuck, and that's what we've got to fight through. We've got to fight through being stuck, and we are just really mentally stuck right now. And can't pinpoint what it is necessarily about just when we're not on the road, but we're a totally different team, last week, and that's we've talked about that. The last couple of days was just playing relaxed. Don't worry about anything else than just playing like we did in California, playing relaxed, and not playing stuck. And I think you just saw it the first couple of plays of the game. It's just like we're that half second slow, right? We're a half second late. And, against good teams, and obviously we knew they're a really good offensive team, especially what they, have done the last couple of games. You can't give them those open looks early, and they built those confidence. But, we've got to get out of that just stuck feeling.
And when you talk about being mentally stuck, what have you done to try to change the tactics coming out of Penn State for this one?
We tried everything. I went to try to go back to California as much as possible. I even treated this as a pregame road game with how I did stuff, how we set up the locker room. We set up the locker room like it was a visiting locker room at UCLA, just to mentally take them to a different place. Again, I did my pregame talk as if we were on the road. We set up as if we're on the road, just trying to get them to that. Because it's these guys want it, and that's what my job. I'm trying to pull them and help them through that stuck feeling, and because that's what it is. Playing is one thing, but when you're mentally stuck and you're fighting and you're scrapping to kind of free that, that's the coaching part that we got to do right now, is help these guys break free and play like we have, especially when we've beaten some really good teams. So these last two games, again, I don't know if it's the moment, but that's just what I feel. And again, to start the game, you can't give them those quality looks that were just open. And again, they were there because we're just that half step, or just there was too much space and they saw a window and they shot it and they got a clean look, and that builds confidence, especially, them coming off the Ohio State game when they were rolling offensively. So we got to get that part figured out.
Coach, if they don't have that mental toughness at this point of the season, how do they get it in the last 3 games?
So we have it. It's just whatever reason we're like this, right? The teams that we've beaten, and to win however many, we've won more games on the road, that part's – so we have it. It's just the ability to sustain it and keep the momentum that we haven't been able to do. And that's the part I'm trying to help these guys with, is that there's been glimpses, and you don't win some of the games we've won if it's not there, but it's getting them to drag them to have that be constant every single game, and that's the challenge, because you have to have that in this league. There's no question, you have to be consistent with that. It's too hard. You can't be up and down. It can't be one game you are and the next game you're not, or 3 games you are and then the next game, because momentum, right? And momentum is a heck of a thing, and now we're trying to grasp that momentum back.
And at this point, it sounds like you guys have pretty much done everything as coaches to change a situation, change it up. Is this on the players and kind of like a player-led type meeting, like post-Wisconsin, and are some of the seniors or veteran guys stepping up?
Yeah, I mean, they want it. It's not for lack of want or will or desire. I just got to find a way to. I put it on me to just get them through it. All right, to get them through this time and this feeling mentally, and the mental part is so big. I mean, we've done stuff in the summer and throughout the year, because I'm a big believer in just your mental's got to be clear, and so now we got to find even more creative ways to get them just to relax. to get them just to play free and to just keep taking swings. And I just feel sometimes it's like you can feel every pass and you can feel every cut, right? And every screen or misscreen or every shot a team makes, you feel that everyone feels that. And it's too hard to play like that. It's even the most talented players, it's a grind. And then that grind turns into the mental grind. So now it's like you're battling the opponent and you're battling the mental grind of trying to get, just that unstuck, like that paralyzed feeling. And so we got to keep pushing. I mean, we're not going to obviously stop working, but it's not, I want it more because I know how bad they want it. And I know just through talking with them, their belief. So now we just got to find ways to get that back, to get that. And I think it's as simple as that. It's as simple as literally a week ago. It was the exact opposite. And, we'll just keep working to get that.
And it looked like they're a heavy screen team. What did you feel like was the difference when it came to that?
Yeah, no, they are. That's something we worked on, and drilled. I mean, they do a great job of just with Barry now, especially constant movement, constant motion, physical screens. Again, I thought the first half, I have to look on the film, but we get those couple looks early and it builds those confidence. I thought the second half we did a better job. 2 of 7 from 3 and limited their attempts. So I thought the second half was better in a lot of aspects, but it's just that, again, it's that first half. It's that first couple plays. But, again, they run good stuff. Our guys were ready for it. I mean, you don't watch that Ohio State game and not understand what you're getting here. And obviously have a ton of respect for Chris over the years. I mean, they've always screened and ran really good stuff. So that wasn't but it's just you've got that short window where you've got to be there on the catch or you can't trail it. And if you do, they make you pay. And early they just got too much into that rhythm. And then in the second half when we settled in a little bit, they had already built that confidence and had already built that lead. And then the feelings of that stuck, was already there. And then you're trying to claw back. And right when we're there, and I think we're about to break through, just something happens, and it could be a foul that we should have done, or it could have been a bobble ball, or just a miscue here that's a momentum flip that just prevents you. And now you feel the energy about to flip one way, and then something like that happens, and it's like your mind goes back to, now we're back to being stuck. And it's just we can't feel sorry for ourselves. We got to push through, and sometimes you just got to create your own luck.
With Chris Collins has been in the league a long time since you were an assistant. And he went through a tough stretch and then made back-to-back NCAA tournaments. And even this year, I think that culture of those teams is still there, even when they're, have all these injuries. Do you notice that the patience paid off with him?
Oh no, I told him before the game. Like I said, I have a ton of respect for him, and to be here as an assistant, I saw it wasn't like at the ground level, and I know how he's grinded to get it to where he's at. And we kind of talked about, when you're building, just stuff you got to do, and he's been great with me. But we told our team that, the reason they're able to do what they're doing is because they've been to the NCAA tournament, and they've got some guys on that team that have been in that locker room. And that is a culture thing, and that is real, that is the one hard thing was like when you've got new bodies and fresh faces to build that. But they've got that. And that can get you through whether it's times of doubt or adversity, because you've got something to fall back on that guys in that locker room can say, no, this is what we do here, or this is the MO, or we don't blink, right? We just keep going. And, we're trying to establish that. We don't obviously have that yet. We're trying to do it game to game. They're able to do it, year to year. And that is a powerful thing. And I just credited him before the game. I just said, look, man, like you don't have the drop off because you have that, right? And obviously Martinelli's a great player, but to have that built-in culture and that belief in times of doubt or adversity, that's why they're able to continue to play like they are.
The first half, Martinelli and Garcia seemed like they were going back and forth. It was a great matchup. I think they both scored kind of close. And then it seemed like in the second half you went to Odukale on him. Was that a change in coaching or trying to slow him down? It seemed like he had his way a lot more in the second half.
Yeah, no, we just switched up. I just felt like our defense, we had to change it up defensively a little bit. So we went to going switch 5. And, you know, I thought sometimes when you do that, obviously you can't control the matchups as much. But, you know, I thought our ball screen coverage wasn't where it needed to be, and they were getting too much stuff at the rim. So we also wanted to do that to change offensively. We had to score. So now it's like you can go switch 5. I thought that helped. But then offensively, like when you're down, we had to find a way to get some juice and some energy and some life and try to go with some ball screen stuff, try to spread it out, try to get more guys that can get downhill instead of having, you know, quote unquote, 2 bigs. Obviously, that's going to, if you do that, that's going to impact what you do defensively. But, you know, again, you know, he's a good player. I think they do a great job, and he does a great job of just finding ways. You know, was he 11 for 20, 50%? I mean, him and Dawson, obviously, very close, similar numbers. You know, again, credit to those guys. They from start to finish, I thought they really were even the whole way. They weren't too high, weren't too low. I mean, they were just steady the whole way.
Coach, with 3 games remaining, no guaranteed berth in the Big Ten tournament, how desperate do you need to see your guys play from here on out?
Yeah, we obviously do. You know, that goes without saying. I'm most because we got to get back right. You know, and that's my. If you get right, you give yourself a chance. If you're not right, I don't care. Like if you're not right, maybe the Lakers can do it because they got so much talent. You know, but if you're not right, you're gonna keep having that stuck feeling, and so that's what we know what it is, right? I don't want to put that on our guys even more, right? I don't want them to. They're feeling that I need to work with them to get them back. You know, if we get back and we get right, you know, we give ourselves a chance. If we're starting to feel everything, and I mean everything, I'm worried that we're going to still have that stuck feeling. I don't want them to feel that. I want them to just go play.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Said a few times to us about a stuck feeling that you thought you guys seemed like you had early on once Northwestern made that run early. How do you kind of get out of that in the last 3 games?
Really just focusing on just the fact that we have to win every single game, and just, you know, we can't sugarcoat anything and be like, oh, you know, we just got to come out here and, you know, play well. You know, obviously we got to do the things to win, but we got to know that we got to win every single game, like our lives depend on it. And we just didn't come out here tonight with enough urgency. It's disappointing. I felt like the first play of the game was definitely on me. Set the tone with, you know, letting him get Martinelli get something easy. He's a good player. You can't let good players get stuff easy to start the game, especially when, you know, him and Barry are 60% of their offense. So, you know, I definitely take blame for that, and, you know, we'll be better.
Dawson, what is it about the lack of intensity, lack of urgency with you guys recently? Why can't you guys come out and start playing fast like you know you need to?
That's a good question. You know, I feel like we're preparing the right way, and so, you know, it's just got to be. I feel like recently on the road we've been coming out with that mentality, and, you know, we had a couple games like that at home, a couple big games like that at home where we had that, but like you know, it can't waver. If you want to be successful, you know, and no matter what you like, even for you guys, you know, you got to bring it every day. You know how it goes, so it can't waver, and you got to be consistent with the energy and the urgency.
Do you guys feel like you're putting too much pressure on yourself, though, and not playing as loose and like you have been?
No, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I mean, when you put in the work, I feel like it's not really pressure. It's just you just got to go out there and compete and you know, be better than the other team. So.
Coach said that he set up the locker room and everything kind of like an away game today. I mean, does that resonate with you guys if you feel like you're playing on the road?
No, you know, we back at home and we ready to play. He just want to do that so we come out with the same urgency.
Femi, what do these last 3 games mean to you guys, like as a whole, like knowing that your chance to keep playing all matters on these next 3 games?
It means a lot, you know, especially us seniors. This is our last time playing college basketball, and, you know, you got to cherish the moment while we're in the moment. So just looking forward for these 3 games.
And what was the challenge with Northwestern, all the screens they set?
Yeah, they're a good team. You know, like he said, their offense is through Barry and number 2, and the screens they said is what the screens they said. Man, that's the answer I got for that.
You guys, your identity is defense, right? In these last couple of games, kind of got away from that. Is that a way for you guys to flip the script in these last 3 games?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, we know can't get those games back. We can only watch film and just get better. But we know what our identity is, and just looking forward for those 3 games.
Anything else for the players? All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.